Dear students, let us begin with the second part of the lesson on India and G20, in which we will learn about G20 under India's presidency, its theme and its priorities, and the different summits and their outcomes. The presidency has positioned India to take a prominent role in the G20 forum. India has assumed the presidency during a pivotal juncture in global affairs marked by challenges such as the intricacies of the global supply chain, shifting geopolitical dynamics, looming debt concerns, the enduring impact of COVID-19, and a prevailing sense of international disorder. Let us discuss about G20 theme under India's presidency. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that India's G20 presidency will work to promote this universal sense of oneness, hence our theme One Earth, One Family, One Future or Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It is drawn from the ancient Sanskrit text of the Upanishad. India's G20 presidency serves as the inception of Amrit Kal, a 25-year journey commencing from the 75th anniversary of its independence on 15th August 2022 and culminating in the centenary of its independence. This path is envisioned to steer India towards a progressive, affluent, inclusive and advanced society characterized by a fundamental focus on humanity and its well-being. India's special invitee guest countries are Bangladesh, Egypt, Mauritius, Netherlands, Nigeria, Oman, Singapore, Spain and UAE. G20's invited international organizations are UN, IMF, World Bank, WHO, WTO, ILO, FSB, OECD, AU Chair, NEPAD Chair, ASEAN Chair, ADB, ISA and CDRI. Let us discuss about India's G20 priorities. Green development, climate finance and life. As the COVID-19 pandemic revealed the vulnerabilities of our systems in the face of cascading climate change effects, India's presidential leadership placed significant emphasis on addressing climate change challenges. This included a distinct focus on advancing climate finance, technology and facilitating equitable energy transitions for developing nations worldwide. Recognizing that climate change concerns transcend various industries and sectors, India presents the world with LIFE, stands for Lifestyle for Environment, a movement rooted in our nation's time-honored sustainable traditions. This initiative encourages consumers and consequently markets to embrace eco-conscious behaviors, drawing inspiration from our rich heritage. Accelerated, inclusive and resilient growth. India's G20 presidency emphasizes fast, durable and all-encompassing growth as the bedrock of sustainability. To achieve structural transformation, India strives to bolster micro, small, medium enterprises in global trade, foster trade for growth, champion labor rights and welfare, tackle the global skills deficit and fortify inclusive agricultural value chains and food systems. Accelerating progress through SDGs. India's G20 presidency coincides with the 2030 agenda of SDGs. Acknowledging COVID-19's disruption, it shifts from a decade of action to a decade of recovery. India's vision is realigning G20's commitment towards attaining the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, technological transformation and digital public infrastructure. India's G20 presidency champions a people-focused tech approach, promoting knowledge exchange in key areas like digital infrastructure, financial inclusion and technology-driven progress in sectors from farming to education. Multilateral institutions for the 21st century. India's G20 mission is to persistently advocate for a revamped multilateralism, forging a responsive, inclusive, just and representative global order that suits the complexities of the 21st century. India believes that through multilateralism we can ensure security, stability and prosperity across the world. Women-led development. India seeks to underscore inclusive growth and development within the G20, placing women's empowerment and leadership at its core. This involves promoting women to prominent positions to drive socio-economic development and the achievement of sustainable development goals. Blue economy. India advocates developing blue economy among the G20 members. G20 nations represent 45% of the world's coastline and 21% of EEZ to foster development of blue economy. India and G20 members can explore new opportunities for economic growth in their marine waters through their cooperation in blue economy, which is an ocean-related development model. India and G20 countries can cooperate in developing blue economy in sectors such as connectivity, shipping and ports, trade, tourism, fisheries, exploration of minerals, maritime security, etc. India and G20 members can focus on the importance of blue clusters and maritime spatial planning, which will help in enhancing sustainable economic development. India, Brazil and South Africa being members of IFPGW and the latter two holding the next two G20 presidencies should focus on further developing blue economy. India and solar energy. In 2018, Indian Prime Minister announced One Sun, One World, One Grid to focus on solar energy. During the 2020 Independence Day celebration, Prime Minister announced to construct a transnational electricity grid that would supply electricity across the world to take forward the global goal of sustainable development. Indian Ministry of New Renewable Energy will connect 140 countries through a common grid that will be used as a channel for the transfer of solar power through International Solar Alliance. Single power grid of renewable energy can be accessed by countries all over the globe. According to Ernst & Young, India is ranked third in the Renewable Energy Country Attractive Index in 2021. India is projected to achieve a capacity of 175 gigawatts worth of renewable energy production. India's current solar energy capacity is at 41.09 gigawatts. Though India contributes 7% of greenhouse gases emissions, which represents 18% of the world population, it pledges to mitigate GHGs emissions by shifting energy endowments from fossil fuels to non-fossil fuels. India shows its commitment towards one earth, one family, one future. Let us focus on different summits and their outcomes. India's diplomatic efforts during the G20 presidency were extensive, involving over 200 hours of non-stop negotiations, 300 bilateral meetings and 15 drafts to achieve consensus. These summits extended across 60 cities, covering all 28 states and 8 union territories, engaging 1.5 crore individuals who actively participated or were influenced by the initiatives. Notably, over 1 lakh attendees from 125 nationalities explored India's diverse regions, fostering a rich tapestry of cross-cultural interactions. Let us discuss about Chennai Summit on Blue Economy. The G20 countries have underscored their determination to protect and rejuvenate global marine ecosystems. Within their declaration, they extended a warm welcome to the Chennai high-level principles, which advocate for a sustainable and resilient blue or ocean-based economy. The countries also reaffirmed their commitment to ending illegal and unregulated fishing as well as harmful fishing methods. They also supported the Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources within the Antarctic Treaty System. India's global prominence hinges on its maritime trade, handling a remarkable 95% of the world's commerce. The 21st century is now recognized as the century of the seas, highlighting the ocean's pivotal role in shaping global dynamics. These expansive bodies of water, covering over 70% of the Earth's surface, represent a new frontier ripe with untapped potential for growth, development, and investment. Remarkably, only 5% of the world's oceans have been explored, leaving vast opportunities waiting to be discovered. The ocean has become an economic force in the 21st century. Oceans represent a new economic frontier for growth, development, and investment. Oceans are lost frontier and need to be carefully explored for resources. I hope you understood what we discussed about G20 under India's presidency, its theme and its priorities, and the different summits and their outcomes. We will discuss about the different summits held under India's G20 presidency in the next video. Thank you.